I'm just leaving the Morvah campsite behind me there. It really is spit and sawdust. I think basically they just put the cows in the field early spring, or when they come out of the sheds after winter, cut the grass and then put campers in it. But if you come across one of those every other day for a £5, I can't complain. I'm on my way to Pendine now to go to the shop to get some drinks because it's going to be another scorcher today. I've just looked at the weather. Look, yesterday, literally the only part of the country that isn't getting sort of 25 to 30 plus heat is where I am here, the very tip of Cornwall. So I can't believe the luck I'm having with the weather at the moment. It's literally started to rain for 10 minutes just as I walked out the campsite. So unfortunately my tent wasn't wet this morning as well. So it's the first time that hasn't been wet for a few days. So heading up to Pendine, it's going to be about 1.5 miles, and then it's about half a mile to a mile back down to Pendine Lighthouse where I picked the path up. And I have about 10 miles into Land's End. And we've got the Metallic Mines on the way and Seddon Cove, I think it is, just before, about a mile before Land's End. And then from Land's End it's 5 miles into Treen where I'm going to camp tonight, and that's a campsite is first come first served, £10, so hopefully there'll be a space for me. This is Cape Cornwall, once thought to be, I believe, once thought to be the most southwesterly point. You can just skip it altogether because it's quite a steep walk to get up here, but you can't really. It's a landmark point on the map. I mean, literally there's a landmark there. So just behind me, I can now see Seddon Cove and Land's End. I think Land's End is maybe 4 or 5 miles from here, I think. Seddon Cove behind me. I just opted for the cold drink option. Stocked up with a few more to see me through till Treen. With Land's End just out, I can see it's Land's End. You can see the queue of people waiting up for the first sign. I thought I'd save my celebratory cup of tea for Land's End. I hope it's not too busy. What was I thinking? I'm an idiot sometimes. Just stop at Land's End and get a cup of tea there. Only one of Cornwall's busiest tourist destinations, and it was packed. It was absolutely heaving. The queues just to get food or coffee were just 10 or 15 people deep. So I just came in, took a picture, walked straight out again. Fortunately I bought a few more drinks in Sen and Cove. So the good thing is now I'm on finished map book 2, I'm on to map book 3 of the A to Z's coast path. Only about 5 miles to go. I'm about half a mile now from Land's End, so about 4.5 miles to go to the campsite. And I've seen a couple of big hills already. So I'm having a break. And just going to push onto the campsite now. I'm about 11 trail miles in, near 13 for the day from the campsite. And it's getting warm now, so I'm starting to feel it a bit. But fortunately the track for a while looks quite clear, so something to be gained. Now I'm about the 179 mile mark for this trip. Coast to coast I believe is 181. So I think I can cover that comfortably now. I don't know what the elevation is on the coast to coast, but I'm willing to bet the last 179 miles of this probably was more. I think I should rustle me one of those ponies, carry my pack for me. Some big sea caves over there. I've just seen a building over these rocks here. I think I can bet my money it's probably a Coast Guard or something like that. Watch station, you pass a few. But if that's a cafe, a random cafe I didn't know about, take my money. I'm still dreaming of this cup of tea. I'm just coming down into another little village now. I can't remember its name, Porth something. They're all called Porth something around here. But it's about 4 miles outside of Land's End, just beyond the Coast Guard station. I did write on the map that it's got a cafe here, but it's only open 9 till 3 and it's now 2 minutes past 3. I am just not getting that cup of tea today, am I? So which way? That way or that way? I've just got lost once. Taken a wrong turn. That is the coast path in a nutshell. If you want my advice and you're thinking of doing it, definitely download the OS Maps app and pay subscription and download the maps so you can use your phone as a GPS, because you're gonna need it. I'm losing the coast path more times in a day than I would lose a path on any other trail combined. There are just so many little trails running off of it. And often the coast path is actually the most nondescript of all the trails. And it's just where tourists and day trippers and day hikers are just walking wherever they want to go. Back to car parks and quickest routes to beaches and viewpoints. And it turns out the coast path, which you think would be the most defined, is the one that's really overgrown and you almost miss it every time. Just come out the trail there, Porth Goral 1 mile, coming to St Levine Church. And I've just found a tap and a sink there to fill up your water bottles, or for me just throw some water over my head. So I've made it to Treen campsite. I think it was about £16. A nice campsite actually. Tough day, about 16, 17 miles, possibly 18 with the walk from the campsite. So tomorrow I might just have a short one to near St Michael's Mount, about 12 miles. Let's see how we go. But it's been a hot one today. So I will see you in the morning.